Beata here from Mindset and Confidence Coaching, and today I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about power of clarity in life. Why I want to talk about clarity. We in life, whatever we decide to do, whatever plans we decide to create, or whatever road we decide to take, we need, most of all, before we even embrace the new journey, clarity about what is it that dream we want to achieve should look like, what steps do we need to take, or for an example, which is something that I've experienced a lot in my personal life. What happens when you have a lack clarity, when you go into situations and you go through life without any real understanding where you are, why you're doing the things you're doing, why you're making the choices you're making, and you're not really questioning yourself, you're not really in touch with yourself and your goals and your motivations, and you just go through life as if life was happening to you rather than making the life happening for you the way you designed it. And the reason I talk about the power of clarity, it's a part, one of the three parts of my systems is we start the journey with clarity. And when I start working on defining goals for myself or for my clients, we very often sit down in a space of stripping everything back and actually having that space, that hour where we really look at a blank page and write down all of the things that we consciously chose to have in our life, that we love and enjoy and appreciate, and maybe some of the things that are happening to us that we didn't really design, they just happened to happen to us. So they just came to us as a effect of a situation, or at the back of something that we've not really chosen to do. It just appeared in our life, a situation. It could be a relationship, it could be a person, it could be, any sort of drama, or it could be like a physical manifestation of something that we didn't really think that we've created, but it just happened and we didn't notice it happened because we weren't aware of it. So going back to that blank piece of paper and writing down all of the things that we have in our life right now, and we absolutely love to have them or even enhance them, and we appreciate them. For example, amazing family, amazing friendships, and really going down to like really detailed examples of it, and then writing down on a piece of paper the things that just happened to happen to us and that just stayed in our life, that we really don't appreciate, don't really enjoy, they're not really healthy for us. And only there and then, when you look at that sort of piece of paper with all of the things in your life that you definitely want in your life or definitely do not want in your life, only there and then, once you created that space of clarity and honesty with yourself, when you're not judging yourself, when you're just being honest with yourself, you just have that space of really thinking it through, not reacting to reality of being around your family. You're just in a completely different space. And when you do that with somebody who's not necessarily your family member or friend, I think you have the space to be really honest with yourself, because the person sitting out next to you, that's doing the exercise with you, is somebody that you don't really know, so you don't really care what they're going to think of you, so you don't have the need in your mind to try and override or make things look fluffier, happier, better than they actually are, and have really true understanding of the moment of aha moment and going, oh, really, I didn't really think about that. But when I think back, I had this situation or this drama kind of reoccurring in my life for the last 5 years. And if I go back to how it all started, it wasn't even really my doing, it just kind of happened because I got involved in a situation with a friend or a family member, and it just keeps reappearing, and it's just become my reality, even though it wasn't my reality to start with. So that really raw experience of writing down all of the things that we are happy to invite or keep in our life and not really so happy about and want to get rid of, or maybe make some step towards removing those situations or those toxic people out of our life. Only there and then, when you're really clear about it and honestly look at it and think, well, would my life really change for the better if I had all those things in my life, or would my life change for the worse if I didn't have or have those things in my life? And then when you start analyzing, you can shuffle things around and actually realize that there may be more you discover. You may actually find yourself in a space of having like really amazing aha moments where you just haven't had the time or the realization before, or just the thought to do such a simple thing as just sitting down and having the space of, okay, I'm just giving myself this time to really think things through. And what does come up is truly a miracle. It can be really powerful, transformational, and once you've had that time for yourself, and you had that realization of clear road ahead of the steps you need to take to get to those things that you do want in your life, and the road ahead in terms of what you need to do to get rid of the bad situations or negative situations in your life, your life starts transforming very, very slowly in a very transformational and very visible way by little things. And you start noticing more. You will start being more conscious of what is actually happening in your life, not happening to you. You actually creating the reality you want rather than the reality happening to you, which very often happens when we are always in a rush, always trying to do things and react to everything that is happening to us, which then very often can be fear-based rather than proactively stepping back and thinking, what can I do to proactively create more amazing experiences and things in my life? Only there and then we start transforming. But it's not easy to do when you haven't given yourself that space that you really deserve to do this. And for me, it was transformational when 10 years ago I enrolled on a neuro-linguistic programming course, and it was just to help me help my own development. I needed a change. I needed something to happen in my life. I needed to change the course of my life completely. I was at the breaking point. I was at the turning point of my life. And I didn't realize at the time how powerful that would be for me personally. And when I enrolled on the course and I was in the room with 11 other people that were on the course, and we started doing those simple exercises of really looking at, a very clear, honest path we are on, that we are heading towards, I knew deep down that I was heading towards a disastrous ending, like me being resentful, me being unhappy, me having serious issues with trust because of what happened to me, and not really working on myself and not really letting myself to work on this past hurts and the traumas and everything that's happened to me would really lead me towards a very lonely, unhappy life and not having anybody around, because up until that point I was choosing purposely uh, people coming into my life that I knew wouldn't stick around. And I didn't realize at the time that I was doing that because I wasn't ready to have somebody in my life, or I didn't feel like I deserved to have somebody in my life that would appreciate and love me. So I was um, subconsciously attracting people, friends, relationships that were not really supportive, they were toxic, and they were not really doing much to my self esteem, my self belief. Rather than actually they bringing me up and lifting me up, they were dragging me down. And I didn't realize it until we did the exercise for the first time, and we did this um, we did this group exercise where not only we had to write everything down on a piece of paper and say in an honest way, these are the things that I'm really happy with, these are the things that I'm not really happy with, the future goals, what I would like my life to look like. Ideally, I wanted to travel, I wanted to impact people, ideally internationally. I would love to be internationally in the location independent, so I can go and visit my family anytime I want. Um, all of those dreams I've written down, and we then had to share with the rest of the group, which was really quite um, difficult for me at the time because um, I wasn't really thought how to share uh, what I think, what I want. I wasn't really used to talking about the needs and wants that I had, because at school we just taught to memorize things and just make sure that we know the subject matter and not really share our own opinions. We taught, by parents and by school teachers, this is the formula for whatever. If you're learning maths, if you're learning geography, this is what it is. They're very much factual learnings, and very, very little of that learning at school is about imagination, about setting your goals and really dreaming big. The only thing I remember that I did remotely similar was at my class, my favorite class at school, which was a literature class. And my favorite teacher taught us how to write stories. And I was excellent at it. And I didn't really think about it until later on. Why was I so good at creating and writing those stories? Because I always loved living in my imaginary world. I always imagined the places I would go and visit, the countries I'd like to visit, animals, the nature. I always had dreams about flying, and it just came so easy for me to create those stories and put them on a piece of paper. And I was always really excited to go to that particular class because I didn't really enjoy a lot of the subjects, apart maybe from music and arts, because I have that part of personality. And with that love for storytelling and writing, I then realized that this is really something I should do more. I should really express myself more, start writing a diary and start writing my goals and the things that I would love to do in life. So how it all happened for me personally. For you, it could be something else. It could be just a prompt from a friend, or you can just do it yourself at home. Take a piece of paper and really think about designing your life and actually clearly stating on a piece of paper, this is what I really love having in my life right now. This is what I don't love so much. And then maybe future plans and your future dreams, things that you really want to achieve, and dream wild, like have the wildest version of the wildest dreams that you've ever had as a child, as a teenager, and just remind yourself what are those things that you really love doing as a child. Very often those passions carry on and follow you through your life, but you've just forgotten about it. As an example, I've just recently started painting again while I was in lockdown, and I had so much more extra time because I didn't have to drive anywhere, I didn't have to be anywhere. All of my work and everything I do has turned into online space, which has given me so much extra time. And I've started to paint, and I've started to do things that I really enjoy doing. I started recently learning to play guitar again, singing. Um, Anything really that made me happy when I was younger, and all of those things have made really massive difference. But going back to the story from 10 years ago when I did my NLP course, that was really like the stepping stone when I've learned all those amazing neurolinguistic programming tools that have really shifted my mindset, how I do things, how I think about things, the language I'm using. I've realized when I was on the course that I was using quite a lot of negative self-talk, that I was actually saying to myself um, out loud without even realizing, and then my internal negative self-talk, oh wow, that was such a realization. And it all comes out when you start writing things down and you watch your language, you watch how you say things about yourself, how you express yourself. And it just stems from your own belief system and the beliefs that you've just learned over the years. But these are the things you can learn, and you can learn new skills, you can learn new beliefs, better beliefs, more positive beliefs, beliefs that serve your mission, beliefs that make you happier. So yeah, that was just a episode on clarity itself, because it's really, I believe personally, it's really important for all of us in every aspect of life. So whether it's a business plan, you still need a pure clarity of what that plan should look like. You need that in your relationships, you need that in every aspect of your life. Without clarity and knowing what it is that you want and don't want in your life to manifest, you have nowhere to start your journey. You have no point of reference, and no clear you have no clear way of actually knowing, is something working for you or is something not working for you. Only when you actually think back and think about everything in honest way, non-judgmental honest way, only then the clear path will reveal itself, and you'll start creating miracles and the positive changes that you've always wanted, but you just never knew how to start and where to start. So I invite you to do just that, just a simple exercise, piece of paper, and actually really think about all of the things that you have, that you're grateful for, you would like to have more of, and all of the things that you don't want in your life, and you would like to somehow remove them out of your reality. You can do that easily. And then just bringing in the dreams, the future, and the things that you would love to bring in your life. Miracles will start happening. And it's amazing. It's amazing how it all just happens in little things. People will show up in your life, situations will start appearing in your life almost by miracle, by accident, but there's no accidents out there. When you put your clear vision of what you want out, it will start happening. It will start happening for you, and it will start happening very quickly, and you very soon realize it's only because you've taken the time to think and to tell your supercomputer that's managing your daily life, which is your brain, that these are the experiences I would like to experience. Please, your brain will listen, program itself to only those experiences. If you program it the wrong way, negative self-talk, negative situations, it will start creating that reality on autopilot. So this is really an amazing tool to start with, the clarity exercise, and an amazing way to just start creating what you want in your life. Thank you very much for listening.